I'm Don King for your Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, presenting this edition of our Tennessee Wildlife Network. This week, we bring you a story about our elk program. We'll hear from key agency personnel who will give us some insight about the history and the future of elk in Tennessee.
The Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency began their elk program back in the mid-1990s and decided that it would be a great thing for elk to return to Tennessee. They've been out of the state since about 1856 when the last elk was shot in Obion County. And our first elk reintroduction took place in December of 2000. We brought a number of animals from Elk Island National Park and released them into the Royal Blue Wildlife Management Area. We had a few smaller releases after that, and in total we ended up releasing approximately 167 animals into Royal Blue Wildlife Management Area. The initial plan was for the agency to release approximately 400 elk, but due to concerns regarding CWD, there was a big push from the states to ban the import of cervids, which would be white-tailed deer and elk, until further information was known about CWD. Just recently, we received word they were relaxing the ban.
Negotiations are ongoing between Canadian and U.S. government officials to accomplish this. However, no elk will be moved until the mutual agreements are reached.
A few other animals may come from land between the lakes, and these elk also derived from the Elk Island stock many years ago. The reason we chose Elk Island National Park is because it is one of the most heavily monitored wild populations. They have records dating back almost 100 years in which these elk have been monitored for disease, and it's a very excellent stock in which we know the condition of the elk and we know them to be disease-free as much as possible. We feel very comfortable getting the elk from Elk Island National Park. It was proposed this past year that we begin investigating the prospect of having an elk hunt. Looking at the data that we had, we as an agency felt comfortable in allowing an elk hunt in 2008 in which 5 mature bull elk could be taken from the population without any negative repercussions from that elk hunt. Currently, the elk population in Tennessee is found mostly on the Royal Blue Wildlife Management Area. There are also some animals that are found on Sunquist Wildlife Management Area. But if you're interested in going to see elk roaming free in Tennessee, go to the elk viewing tower that we have constructed on the Sunquist Wildlife Management Area.
And you will see a 6x7 bull elk that has taken over the herd. And he's a big dude. He beat up a 6x6 to take over the herd this early autumn and was bugling and raising all kinds of canes. So if you can get up there and take a look, you're almost guaranteed to see elk anytime you go up there because there's been a significant amount of habitat work done right around the viewing tower.
I have been there at least 30 times and I have seen elk every time I've been there. They're there in the morning and then they're there in the afternoon. So if you want to go enjoy some elk, and I'm talking a harem with the big master bull and then all his cows there, and then the last year's young, and then it's really nice to go out and see the little calves.
Thanks for joining us for this program edition of the Tennessee Wildlife Network. Be sure and check out our website at tnwildlife.org.